A very good afternoon to one and all present here, dear authors and invited guests. Welcome to Technical Session 8F. My name is Anisha, and this session would be moderated by me. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the 9th International Conference on Information and Communication Technology for Competitive Strategies, ICTCS 2024. The 9th edition of the conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event was held yesterday in Jaipur, and the virtual event is being held through Zoom today. So I hope you will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive sessions throughout the day. In this session, we have 10 presentations, and each presenter will be given 8 minutes for the presentation and 2 minutes for the question and answers. And on 7 minutes, I'll raise a gentle reminder. There's another request to all the participants to please stay connected with us till the closing of the session. So just before we start the session, I'd like to introduce you all to the chair for this session, Dr. Sachin Gupta. Dr. Sachin Gupta is a passionate technology enthusiast and educator with teaching and administration experience of over 20 years. He is presently working as a Dean, Research and Innovation, Professor CSE at Maharaja Agrasen Institute of Technology, Delhi, India. Dr. Gupta is an Associate Life Member of CSI and Life Member of Gwalior Academy of Mathematical Sciences, GAMS. So I welcome you to the session, sir.
Thank you, Anisha. Thank you so much. This is my third year joining ICTCS, and I have enjoyed the deliberations a lot over all these years. Thank you so much for having me. All the best to all the participants.
Thank you for your words, sir. So moving on to the presentations. First up, we have Sachin Patel with the paper title Comparative Analysis of Deep Learning Models for Image Classification, a study on synthetic images of bags. Sachin, if you're here, you can start with your presentation.
Yeah, I'm here. I'll start the presentation.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. So hello everyone. I am here to present my paper on comparative analysis of deep learning models for image classification, a study on synthetic images of bags. The main importance of image classification is that it has key applications in waste sorting, healthcare, environmental monitoring, and accuracy of image classification has importance in real world situations as well. Now, this research focuses on evaluation of EfficientNet V3, MobileNet V2, and ResNet 50 deep learning models, and using synthetic datasets to address challenges in real world data availability. Now, the challenges in with real world data set is that it's expensive, time consuming, and ethically challenging to create sometimes, and it lacks diversity of data for robust training of models. So the synthetic data provides advantages of it being cost effective and customizable, and it also facilitates controlled experimentation. The main objectives in this paper are compare the performance of 3 popular deep learning models, identify model strengths and limitation and while using the synthetic data sets, and provide recommendations for practical implementations. On broader scale of things, we could use it for enhancing our understanding of synthetic data sets for real world application. Now, mainly the data set the dataset is made up of 15,000 images, which are split equally among plastic papers and trash bags. Now, the images were created by laying foreground objects on a diverse background from public repositories. And the annotations were used in COCO format to ensure compatibility with advanced computer vision models. Now the data was split into 70% training, 15% validation, and 15% testing, which was further augmented while training the data. 32 was used as the batch size, 0.01, 0.001 was used as learning rate, and it was trained for 20 epochs. And for the evaluation matrices, we used accuracy, precision, recall, F1 score, and confusion matrix. Now, the key features provided by the ResNet 50 model is that it utilizes residual connections to prevent vanishing gradients. It has 50 deep learning deep architecture, 50 layered deep architecture for extracting detailed features. We applied transfer learning with pre-trained weights and added custom classification layers to for categorizing the bags. We achieved 99% accuracy. A few misclassification were noted, but it was overall effective in feature extraction and consistent predictions. Then key features provided by the MobileNet V2 model were that it was designed for resource and constrained environment and uses inverted residual blocks and depth-wise separable convolutions. Now, the main advantage of this being lightweight with reduced computational requirements makes it suitable for edge and mobile devices. We achieved 98.1% accuracy. Misclassifications were there in visually similar categories, but overall, it's effective for edge deployment. Then we used EfficientNet B3 model. The key features it provided were it implements compound scaling to optimize depth, width, and resolution for images. It balances computational resources with accuracy. The fine-tuned pre-trained base with additional classification layers were used, and it utilized advanced augmentation technique while training them. We achieved 100% accuracy, though it requires more computational resources when compared to other models. In conclusion, the synthetic data sets can effectively train deep learning models. EfficientNet B3 provides the best accuracy but requires more resources, whereas MobileNet V2 is more suitable for lightweight application. We can now further use these models to test it on real worlds, and we can also optimize the EfficientNet B3 for deployment in edge environments. That's my time. Thank you.
Can we ask questions, Sachin, if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, when you say we are working with synthetic data set, they could have well been generated by using generative AI as well, instead of putting them with different.
The main concern when working with this was generative AI. Developing images using generative AI would mean in more utilization of resources like capital resources. So we instead used the technique of manually overlaying foreground images on background that were publicly available. So in order to facilitate the research, we used only resources that were free of cost to us.
Okay, that was the basic idea. I understand. My concern is that when we are synthetically altering the images, then would it not be possible that we choose the images in a way that they always give us better results than? I mean, we are synthetically altering the results also in case we are using synthetic images. Is it possible that the real life results are close to actual real life data? Because it seems like a case where we would be going into more of overfitting.
Yeah, definitely. We did find that we could be overfitting while using EfficientNet B3 as we acquired 100% accuracy. But while giving the data, we ensured that there was no bias and no variance in the data that we generated. The main reason we also did not use generative AI was that while giving it prompting and generating images, we would have definitely given it something that would create images that are more biased towards giving perfect results.
All right, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Thank you. Good presentation.
Thank you so much for the presentation. Now moving on, we have our next presenter who wanted to present first because of their exams. So we have Toship Shankar with the paper title, The Impact of Content Marketing on Brand Awareness and Lead Generation. Do we have Toshib here in the session? Sir Michael, if you can confirm if both the students are present in the session.
Yes, ma'am, they are present here. Now, the Seema is ready to present.
Okay, I'll just give me a moment. So we have Seema Parveen with the paper title, The Impact of IoT on the Efficiency, Security and User Adoption of Mobile Payment System. Sir, you may go ahead with your presentation.
My name is Seema Sheikh. Today I'm delighted to be at 9th International Conference of Communication for Competitive Strategy. I will presenting on the impact of IoT of the efficiency, security, and adaptations of mobile payment systems. Correction. IoT is a connect billions of devices to IoT of the business, Internet of Things contains billions of devices, making process smarter and more efficient. When it comes to financial transaction, IoT conveys boosts security and personalized experience. For example, think about contactless payment. We tap our card or phones, and within seconds the transaction is complete. However, challenges like the data privacy, scalability, and standards regulations remain circulation. This study explore this dynamic. These one here use IoT driven payment systems regularly. Our study focused on three main objectives. First, we analyze how user perceive convenience in IoT-enabled payments system. Second, we assess the impact of security perceptions on user trust. Lastly, we examine how trust conveys and together influence user adoption. Here, what the researchers says, IoT simplifies the financial transaction by automating process and enabling real-time data access. Peer-to-peer payment become faster and operational efficiency improves significantly. Security is another game changer. Technologies like blockchain ensure temporary transaction while IoT enable real-time monitoring to reduce fraud risk. At the same time, IoT presents payment experience, which will enhance user satisfaction. It's exciting to see how these advancements are shaping the financial world. We conducting a quantitative survey targeting user of IoT enable mobile payment system using a structure questionnaire. We measure conveyance security and trust. The analysis was done using experiments ROA correlations to identify relationships. The table shows a strong positive relation between how companies use the digital payment system and their perceptions of security in IoT. Enable mobile payment. This is the indicated by a supreme correlations qualifications of 0.749, which means that is the convenience of this system increase users are more likely to perceive them. Is it not due to random chance? The study was based on responses from 125 participants making the finding. reliable and increasing the need for secure and conveyance system to enhance user trust. We analyze the link between user trust and security perceptions. As accepted the higher the trust in security, the more users are willing to adopt the system. Positive relationship. For example, the conveyance of digital payment system show a strong positive correlation with the security perceptions of IoT mobile payment system. This means that when user find this system results to use and more efficient for their daily transaction. They are more likely to trust their security. Such positive relation highlighting that improving access the life ability, usability, conveys or reliability can supplement moves to user trust and adoptions of this system. Negative relation. For instance, if complex technique or technical barriers in IoT mobile payments. This could negatively impact user adoption or trust in the system. This inverse correlation emphasizes the need to minimize complications such as a difficult interface of perceived risk to ensure that user satisfactions and system adaptations remain high. To look at the how trust and conveyance impact overall user acceptance. It turns out both factory play a significant role in driving adoptions. It simply turns if user trust the system and find it's easy to use, they more likely to remind it. To conclude our study highlighting three transactions, speed, security, and user satisfactions. The of user and trust in security are critical for adoptions. However, challenges like data privacy and visible still require attention. Thank you so much for attending. I will be happy to make any question or hear your thoughts on this topic.
Yes, ma'am, she is done now.
Yes, sir, you may proceed with the questions.
What is the context? I mean, I'm just looking forward to understand how is the RFID based system different from this IoT based mobile payment?
Actually, our research is just to identify the opinion from the customers, just to know whether it is convenient or what about the security perception, whether they are trustable or convenient. This is our main focus of the research.
Right, I guess I lost your voice, or it was just me, or maybe everybody else also.
So I guess we are done with the question and answers. Moving on to the
Yeah.
next presentation. So do we have Toshib here in the session?
Yes, sir. Tosip, yes,
Hi.
madam. Actually, Tosip also present. He can start his presentation now.
Okay. So we have Toship with the paper title, The Impact of Content Marketing on Brand Awareness and Lead Generation. You may go ahead with your presentation.
Just you are reading that, sir. Oh, yeah. Huh? Are you going now? How did you come? The bus. So, are you going to walk now? Okay, now I don't know whether the bus is available. Hmm? Hmm. The bus is not available. Then how do you go? But I will come around if you get the bus, just to go. And if you find me, then you can come with me. I will 1 o'clock. I will leave from here. Yes, I have to study.
So if you're ready, please start with your presentation. So if there is an issue with the mic, consider reconnecting the meeting. Till then, we can take the next presentation. All right. So next up, we have Prakash Sontakke with the paper title Content-Based Sewage Monitoring System Using IoT. Sir, are you present in the session? I guess he's not there in the session. Moving on. We have Srilatha KS with the paper title Edge Iterated Independence and Click Numbers of a Graph and Application to Design a Sensor Node Networks.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, you may start with your presentation, ma'am.
Okay, I will take. Can you see my share?
Yes, please put
Yes,
it to
it's
presenter
visible.
mode.
Yeah. Can you see this?
Yes, please.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. I am Srilatha KS from Mathematics Department, Amrita Vishwavidyapitham. My title is Edge Iterated Independence and Click Number and its application to optimal design of a sensor node networks. And this is the abstract of this paper. In this study, we collected edge iterated independence and click number of a graph, and it discussed their application to the fault tolerance, maintainability, and optimal design of the sensor node networks in a real life application. And the introduction here, we use the case of line graph. Line graph means that G is a graph which represents edges, and two nodes are the vertices are represented as edges and two nodes are connected. The corresponding edges have a common vertex. So if the edge iteration increases, the line graph gives a structural characteristics of the original graph. And the literature review, the line graph first introduced by Benge and Baga. Here, the line graph, we delve into the relationship between the edges and exploring how they impact on the network design. So here we treat L1G is the line graph of the original graph. On the iteration, L square G is L of G. Like this, we can define the kth graph LKG is L of LK minus 1G. And these are the literature review. Here we use this iteration process in communication network sensors, such as in forest and hillside monitoring system. Each communication has a communication range is sensor node, and two sensors can directly communicate with each other if they are within the communication range of each other. This situation we can model as a graph where it represents nodes represents a sensor and an edge between two nodes, sensor channels by which they can communicate to each other. So graph theory is a better tool to design of this such type of wireless sense networks. So here we use the help of independent set and click number. So independent set of sensor node is a set of vertices such that no two of them are adjacent. So here the key challenge is to minimize the interference between the sensors and increase the fault tolerance of the network model. then we will use here the edge iteration process to find out the number of nodes in the derived network. So the main result for independence set, the independence number we defined as the number of pairwise nodes of the vertices, and it is denoted by alpha of G. And the independence number of a connected graph is the maximum cardinality of subset of vertices where no two of them are adjacent, and it is denoted by, for the first iteration, alpha 1G is alpha of independence number of the original graph, and for the derived channel, alpha square G is obtained by alpha of L square G, and it is alpha of L of G, where L of G represents the line graph of the original graph. And continuing like this process, on iteration, we can get the independence number of the nth iterated graph. Alpha NG is alpha of LNG. And we are derived the two theorems. We use this theorem for a path. The independence number is the floor n minus k by 2 from 1 to n. And for cycle, the independence number Cn is still n by 2 for k greater than or equal to 1. These are the two theorems. And by this application to the sensor node network, if two edges are adjacent, they be incident with a common node, which can take care of the functionality of the adjacent nodes. In case if any of them failure, which can manage, the common node manage all the others. So we can consider that the derived sensor channel of the nodes, which are originally not useful. So this gives rise to a new derived network where the nodes are the sensor channels between the sensor node in which two nodes are adjacent if they have a common node. So these are the example for a graph. If you suppose 6 vertices, 6 sensor nodes are there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the edges between their communication channels. So the independence number means that the vertices are not adjacent. Here the independence number is set is 1, 2, 5, 6. On finding the derived sensor network, that is after writing the line graph of the graph, the sensors represent 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, and 4, 6. So here 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 4, the common node is 3. So 3 can manage the remaining networks. And here 3, 4, 4, 5, 4, 6, 4 is the important vertex which can manage the remaining 2. So here 1, 3, 4, 5, 4, 6, either one independent set, or 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 6 is the next independent set. So 3 and 4 plays an important role to manage all the other nodes. So after third iteration means again you find the line graph of the second. We have the sensor nodes reduced to 13, 32, 13, 34, 23, 24, 34, 34, 45, 34, 46. So in the first complete graph, 13, 32, 23, 34, 13, 34, the common node is 3. So 3 manage the remaining 2. And in the second, 3, 4, 4, 5, 1, 3, 3, 4, 4, 3, 4, 4, 6, 4 manage the remaining. So 3 and 4 plays an important role to monitoring all the other nodes. And for the click number, we define the iterated click number of a graph. It is denoted by omega g. Click means that a complete subgraph of a graph, and it is denoted by omega g. For iteration, same way, omega 1g, omega of the line graph L of g. Like this, we have evaluate what is omega ng, that is omega of lng. And for a path, the click is 2, and for a cycle, the click is 3. And the click is useful in sensor node network. So step 1, we model the sensor node network as a graph with the vertex as the nodes and E as the edges means that the communication link between two sensors. And step 2, we draw the line graph of the graph G, that is L of G, in which the vertices are the edges of G and two edges have a common sensor, which can act as a proxy server to the all other sensor node network. If that means that if any of them fail, which does not affect the entire network. And for step 3, we go to the second iteration, find the largest click number. Large click means that the complete subgraph. So find the largest click of the graph. and continuing like this until we get an optimal design of the sensor, which with the minimal interference and fault tolerance and maintainability of the entire system. So the same graph, if we plot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 vertices, here the click number, any edge is a click number. A click is a connected vertices. So any edge is a click number. And for second iteration, this is obtained from the drawing the line graph of the click 1, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 4, 6. So here 3, 4 vertex manage all the remaining 4 sensor nodes. So if any of them fail, 3, 4 manage all the next 4. And for third iteration, we get a complete graph like this. So here the largest click is 13, 34, 23, 34, 34, 46, 34, 45. Hence the nodes here, 3 and 4 are the nodes. If the given sensor network, if any of them fail, this 3 and 4 manage all the sensor nodes. So the conclusion of this is understanding the edge iterated independence and click, we have to determine the most effective location where we place the sensor node and maximum coverage and minimum interference. That is the main application of this. And this example makes sense since the graph is very small. And even if the sensor is high, it will be more difficult to visualize the signification of fault tolerance and maintainability. And this algorithm is a good tool to designing the process. And we see that the click is, the edge iterated click is better concept than edge iterated, since we had only lesser number of edges in independent sets. And the edge iterated click number models repeatedly deriving the line graph of G to find the maximum, and it is in sensor network or similar applications. And iteratively we apply this process, we get a good result where the sensor we have to place to cover all the areas. And these are the references. Thank you. Thank you for ICTS for giving such a chance to present my paper. Thank you, sir.
Srilata, this is a very interesting topic, and this was the topic of my thesis when it came in 2000, like 13, 14.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, there are two contradicting optimization that you are trying to do. Fault tolerance on one hand, at the same time you are trying to balance the interference between the nodes.
Yes.
But when you talk about it, you should be talking about identifying the most critical nodes, because both the results which you are talking about are actually contradicting each other. You are talking about two optimization.
Yes.
So it would be better to present this work as that identification of the most critical nodes to make sure the network remains operable by replacing those nodes with a parallel.
Yes, sir.
So you identified 3 and 4 in the complete study, that these are the most critical, because otherwise the sensor node network is not fault tolerant if you just like switch off 3 and 4, or if they lose battery, or if they are destroyed somehow.
Yes.
So it's identification of your critical infrastructure for the network to remain operational, instead of just the two factors that you mentioned. Both the factors are identifying that critical infrastructure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will try.
Right. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
sir.
For your
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the presentation.
Thank you.
So we have Toshib now, who wasn't able to present previously. Toshib, if you're ready, you can present your paper now.
Yes, ma'am. Now I am audible, ma'am.
Yes, you're audible.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Toshib Bargane. My research topic is the impact of content marketing on brand awareness and lead generation. Let's see the introduction. Content marketing is a strategic approach focused on creating and distributing valuable, relevant, and consistent content to attract and engage an audience. This includes articles, blogs, videos, infographics, podcasts, and social media podcasts. Content marketing seeks to supply stable, valuable information that meets the need and interests of our audience in order to ultimately convey corporate messages, leading to broad brand awareness, giving rise loyal customers. Content marketing has become insightly essential for business aiming to build business awareness and generate leads for several reasons, such as enhance brand awareness, trust credibility, cost effectiveness, consumer engagement. Let's see the objectives. The purpose of this review is to critically examine and discuss the interplay between content marketing, business awareness, and lead generation. This review will cover the critical role of content marketing in developing brand awareness and creating brand associations, the effectiveness of lead generation and consumer engagement strategies such as content marketing strategies and user-generated content and social media. Then such strategies and their impacts on consumer behavior and on purchasing intention. Against the foregoing, this review will assess how business marketing goals will be met by using such strategies and how sustainable growth is in a competitive digital environment. Then let's see the review of literature. Content marketing fundamentals. This is a core base for modern marketing techniques based on digital promotion, either product oriented or customer oriented. Research findings shows that when brand provides content, long-term relationships can develop between brand and target customers, eventually leading to loyalty. Customer marketing facilitates engagement by solving problems and adding value, which builds trust and credibility over time. This value-based model has been shown in increased customer retention and deliver brand advocacy as customers feel more connected to brand that provides genuinely useful content. There are some types of content marketing contents, that is blogs, videos, social media posts, infographics, interactive contents, historical evaluation, and growths. Let's see about brand awareness. Increasing brand visibility. Content marketing plays a key role in building brand visibility, particularly through search engine optimization, which improves ranking and research. Then research from HubSpot demonstrates that 70% of consumers are more likely to engage with brands that frequently post relevant content, underlining the concentration between visibility and trust. Moreover, the effectiveness of content marketing in delivering awareness is highlighted by metrics such as increasing social media shares, search visibility, and referral traffic. Let's see about lead generation. Lead generation technique. Content marketing utilizes drives techniques to guide user from awareness conversation. Then there are some call to action like things which connect customers directly and that boost conversation rate by over 20%. Landing pages. These are critical in conveying site visitors, often figuring gated content that requires user information according to word stream. Companies with 10 to 15 landing pages experiences a 55% increase in lead generation compared to those fewer pages. Then gated content like ebook, water papers, white papers, and webinars that commonly used as gate content. Let's see about impact of content marketing on brand awareness. Effectiveness of content marketing. Content marketing increases brand awareness. Then greater brand awareness from content marketing increases confidence with which consumer can make purchase. Then the content of advertisement and especially on social media enhances trust, brand recall, which are important factors to influence customer purchase or behavior. These are some effective strategies for lead generation. Webinars and training classes have proven effective in generating leads, especially for online services, that is newspapers and downloadable contents such as ebooks have been shown to attend leads effectively by providing long-term valuable and building trust. Then email marketing is a critical tool for nourishing leads, particularly through personalized campaign based on previous content interactions. Then social media engagement, especially through platforms like Instagram, WhatsApp, contributes to lead generation by enhancing brand visibility and enabling direct interaction with potential customers. There are some challenges and limitations in content marketing. Content saturation is the major challenge because the digital landscape in this digital landscape is increasingly oversaturated with content marketing. It is difficult for brands to stand out. Then measuring return on investment. It can be complex to track how specific pieces of content contribute to overall return on investment, as customer journey often involves multiple touch points. This makes it difficult for business to qualify the direct impact of content marketing on revenue, creating challenges in justifying continued investment in these strategies. Customer engagement, maintaining long-term customer engagement through content is another limitation, which while content marketing can initially attract leads, sustaining their interest over time requires continuous efforts and innovations. Then the further trends in content marketing is AI automation and interactive content and video and visual content also. This is my conclusion. In today's competitive digital landscape, content marketing emerges as a fundamental strategy that not only enhances brand awareness but also drives lead generation and fosters long-term customer relationship. This review highlights the critical role of various content types such as blogs, videos, and user-generated content in capturing consumer attention and establishing brand credibility. The effectiveness of content marketing is underscored by its ability to improve search engine visibility, increases brand retention, cultivate trust among consumers as brands navigate the complexities of digital marketing. Leveraging strategies, content marketing initiatives allows for a more personalized consumer experience, ultimately leading to high conversion rate and sustained growth. Emerging trends in artificial intelligence in interactive content and visual storytelling present opportunity for brands to engage audience more dynamically and effectively. As companies continue to innovate and adopt their content strategies, those that prioritize authenticity, creativity, and data-driven insights will be better positioning to use. Thank you so much. These are my references. Hello.
Yeah, hold the references for a while. Okay. So, have you seen any AI-based tools which are working with content marketing yet?
Yes, sir. There are Perplexity AI, Gamma, and there are some Lumen 5 also. These are some content related AI options which can create content for automation also.
then your next research should be that you should try to compare that the human generated content versus AI generated content, which is more effective, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
All right, good work. Thank you so much for presenting. All the best for your exam.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for the presentation. Now, moving forward in the session, we have Pooja Chahal with the paper title Exploration of Common Fixed Points for Continuous Maps in Fuzzy Metric Spaces under Conditions of Weak Contraction.
Ma'am, I am audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, ma'am. My screen is visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Good afternoon, all of you. Today's my topic for presentation is exploration of common fixed point for continuum maps in fuzzy metric space under condition of weak contraction. Come on the abstract. Under the weak contraction requirement, we investigate whether common fixed point exist and what their property are for continuous mapping when fuzzy metric space are used. Fuzzy metric space provide a solid basis for fixed point theory by analyzing the relationship between continuity, weak contraction, and the compatibility of mappings. We prove many theorems that show common fixed point exist, and our work demonstrate the complex nature of mapping in fuzzy environment by providing a coincident point theorem that under the premise of weak compatibility connects coincident points or to fixed points. Our result add to the basic familiarity with fuzzy fixed point theorems and may be used in many areas such as the mathematical modeling and uncertainty based decision making. And the next introduction. For a long time, the study of fixed point points has been an essential part of mathematical analysis with important application in area like functional analysis, geometry, and topology. By adding fuzzy sets of conventional metric space, fuzzy metric space provide a more precise way to measure distance and correlation between points. It is circles to prove fixed point theorems that can handle this complexity since this framework is especially useful. Uh, Useful in real world application where impression is common, identifying fixed points that are common to continuum mapping. Mapping is an intriguing area of research in this field. When more than one mapping use the same point as its starting point, we say that the points are common fixed points. Iterative method and dynamical system are just a few area where finding such a location as circle under this work we prove that under weak contraction continuous coordinate system that are defined in fuzzy metric space share stable points. In contrast to conventional contraction, weak contraction mapping loosen the restriction on distance reduction, opening the door to a more general category of functions that may yet exploit useful convergence characteristics. Weak contraction mapping in fuzzy metric space are useful because they may represent situations when instructions among variables are not strictly diminishing but nonetheless show some contraction. because system often exhibit complicated behavior that cannot be effectively characterized the strict mathematical framework. This adaptability enables new way to tackle issue in many domains such as artificial intelligence, engineering, and economics. We want to add to the theoretical underpinning to fuzzy metric space and satellite on their practical application by studying typical fixed position in the presence of mild contraction, exploring determination if continuous maps in fuzzy metric space have common fixed point and where they are located. Primary goal of this study with a particular emphasis on mapping with mild contraction characteristics, and we will lay out a thorough comparison of the interaction between continuity contraction and fixed point theory in a fuzzy setting by presenting several important theorems and finding that so how effective this method is. And our goal in eliminating these connection is to contribute to the ongoing discussion of fixed point theory, its relevance, theoretical and practical mathematics. Review of related study. A fuzzy metric space generalized weakly contracting mapping.
Pooja, hold. Can you please present your results?
Okay, sir. Concept of fixed point theorems and metric space. A basic conclusion in mathematics known as fixed point theorems prove that there are fixed points for certain types of function when a function does not change at any point in its domain. As an example of a fixed point is function 0 points. A fixed point x belong to x is defined as fx is equal to x for any function f defined on set x. To put it simply, uh, some definition related my results. Take a non-empty set X and mapping a T such that X goes to X as an example. This mapping take X and maps it to self. If Tx is equal to X or Tx is equal to X, then T has a fixed point at X is equal X belong to X. Proving that a fixed point exists and is unique is the job of fixed point theorems. There will be an example. Let x naught be a fixed real number such that x naught is equal to 0. Let t such that r goes to r. We define by setting tx is equal to x plus x naught for all x belong to r. T1 is equal to 1 plus x naught or T2 is equal to 2 plus x naught. And we suppose y is a fixed point of r. Therefore, ty is equal to y. T cannot have any fixed point. Definition of weak contraction mapping. Let Xm make up a fuzzy metric domain. It is said that a mapping exists if a function does fx goes to x is a weak contraction phi such that 0 to 1 goes to 0 to 1 satisfying all of condition. If phi of t is less than t for all t goes to 0 to 1. Phi of 0 is equal to 0. Phi of t is non-increasing. Furthermore, for each set x and each pair of point x and y, the mapping f does the following: m of f of x, f of y greater than phi of m x or y. and existence of common fixed point for continuous mapping in fuzzy metric space under V contraction. Under V contraction, we prove the continuous by starting a number of theorems. It is shown that mapping in fuzzy metric space share constant point. A coincident point theorem is a result in fixed point theory that focus on identifying points shared by two or more mapping in a given space. If two mapping F and G are defined on set X, a point X belong to X called a coincident point if of F and G if Fx is equal to Gx.
Sorry to interrupt. Ma'am, can you please conclude your presentation now? I guess she's done with the presentation. Sir, if you have any questions, you can ask.
Pooja, what is fuzzy?
सर फजी से फजीनेस एंड जिसमें हम मतलब क्लैरिटी से कोई भी मतलब आंसर ना दे सकें जो
What do I compare with? I am a non-mathematical person. Just let me know what is fuzzy as per. Yes, please. Did you get my question?
yes sir.
If you were to explain fuzzy to a person who is not understanding mathematics at all, how would you explain it to them?
Sorry sir.
If you have to explain fuzzy to a person who does not know mathematics, then how do you explain it to them?
Sir, not able to explain, so sir.
Okay, no worry. Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you for the presentation. Moving on to the next one. We have Utkarsha Vanjari with the paper title Gen Z and Workplace Expectations in Healthcare, Integration and Resilience. Do we have Utkarsha in this session? I guess she is not present here, so we'll move to the next one. Next up, we have Vignesh Kumar B with the paper title Innovative Approaches to Boost Efficiency and Sustainability in Rural Water Management. Vignesh, are you here in the session? Okay, we don't have Vignesh as well. Moving on to the next one. The co-author of the paper would be presenting on behalf of Shakira L, and the paper title is Sustainable and Secure Mobile Healthcare Data Management, Leveraging Federated Learning Blockchain and Fast Integration. So,
Yes,
Mathina
ma'am.
Fatima, are you here?
Yes, ma'am. Mateen Fatima. I'm here,
You
ma'am.
may go ahead with the presentation. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Is my slide is visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Good afternoon to one and all present here. Myself, Mateen Fatima, presenting the presentation on sustainability and secure mobile healthcare data, leveraging federated learning, blockchain, and fast integration. So my paper ID is 727. So this is my overview of the presentation. So followed by that introduction. So mobile healthcare. So nowadays we can see that all our data transactions or everything is being done using the mobile. So it has been a boon to mobile devices. So it revolutionized the medical service delivery with like real-time data monitoring and telemedicines and personalized healthcare can be done. And this data is maintained in the central cloud, faces difficulty in terms of security, latency, and energy. So how we are going to handle how we are going to handle the data that has been sensitive data that has been placed in the healthcare cloud. So I'm proposing the solution with the use of federated learning, blockchain, and FAS to provide an efficient framework to secure the data that is being maintained in the healthcare cloud. So here I'm using the sustainable development goals such that it's nothing but SDGs for maintaining a good and environmental friendly of whatever the data is being transmitted, less polluting to the atmosphere. So these are the overall definitions. Like federated learning, how it works is like the data is not directly shared for the training. Instead, the model is being trained and it's been shared to the data where the model is being learned, and further the data is being model update is being given to the central server or aggregator, where the central server combines all the updates from the model and it makes sure that the privacy is being maintained and minimizing the data transfer. So during the training process, the raw data is not being directly shared. And blockchain, as we all know, it is a secure way of logging, a secure way of monitoring the transactions, and it is a distributed ledger where it can be accessed, and each block is being cryptographically linked with each other. So whenever a transaction has to be taking place, it checks the previous transactions as well as the log is being maintained for each transaction. So coming to the FAS is like a serverless model which can be executed with a small code, and it need not require all the time the server. It doesn't require a server, but it makes sure that it reduces the cost and improves the energy also. So sustainability goals, these goals are been established by UN, and this is only for the environmental, social, and economic challenges that is being faced due to um, lot amount of technology being used. And these are the goals that I'm achieving in my research, like sustainability goal 3, which is focusing on good health and well-being, like how to enhances or access the efficient and secure healthcare service. Sustainability development goal 7, that reduces the energy consumption through FAS, how the energy consumption has been reduced. And sustainability goal 9, it promotes like how the data has been managed, healthcare data has been managed. And sustainability goal 12, it is for responsible for consumption and production. So that is basically like how optimizing the minimal carbon footprint, in the sense minimal emission of the energies. And sustainability development goal 13, it based on the climatic action, how the reducing the environmental impact using these goals. So totally 5 goals I have been used, and my objective is like to develop a framework, that is mHealth framework, that integrates all the technology for the efficient data healthcare data management. And the second objective is to protect and to enhance the privacy and security, to protect the sensitive data that is being maintained in the cloud using the decentralized learning, that is nothing but federated learning, and blockchain based immutability. And third one is like to optimize resource efficiency for implementing FAST to reduce the energy consumption and operational costs. Last is nothing but ensuring the compliance and sustainability for global regulatory standards and achieving the sustainable development goals. So problem statement is like data security and privacy is a very important issue faced in when the data is being stored in centralized cloud. So it actually data has a vulnerable attack, so data faces vulnerable breaches and all, so which is against the GDPR and HIPAA. So and high energy is being consumed when there is a large amount of data is being transferred to the central cloud, and it makes the system also slow, like less sustainable. And latency and scalability problems, like how easy you can handle the data, it has been so difficult to access. And sustainability vulnerability, like data is being present in the centralized cloud, which results in attacks and spoils the healthcare services. So research gap is like, how am I going to, so research gap, like there's a limited number of adoption of FL is being used till now in order for training and all. If it is being implemented, so there can be, it increases the data privacy as well as data transfer risk also can be reduced. And energy efficient architecture, like I'm using FAS for optimizing the energy as well as to reduce the cost, as well as reduce the cost and operational cost also. So the blockchain, if it is being implemented, it makes sure the records are being recorded as well as the transaction of data is being recorded at the same time. Next, the scalability constraints in IoT integration, in the sense how efficiently the data has been scaled, and how what amount of real-time healthcare data has been generated in seconds of time, as well as managed in seconds of time. And these are my literature review. So the first paper actually faces the problems such as energy consumption and carbon footprint reductions. So in order to, they also face the problems like cost efficiency, scalable architecture, digital equity, and data privacy. So to overcome that only, I have introduced certain technologies to improve the efficiency of the technology. And these are my literature review. So proposed methodology is like, I combiningly used all the systems or the framework technologies. And first one is data processing. So whatever the medical data present in the cloud, first I do the data cleaning process. So data has been collected using the enable IoT devices such as sensors, smartphone, and medical monitors. So it collects the real-time patient's data. So when the data has been collected, it removes the noise or the inconsistent raw data and all. It makes sure there is no additional noises and all. And normalization, it refers to improvising the data to a certain level of standard. Feature extraction, like extracting the features which are all is required and reducing the dimensionality over the time period. So device level security, so data has been encrypted using these algorithms AES and RSA before being transmitted according to HIPAA and GDPR Act. So this is my architecture diagram. So the data has been transferred using this device. It has been encrypted. Here the encrypted data is being undergoing the federated learning training. So once the data has been trained, the local model update is being recorded in the blockchain network as a transaction, which is like a tamper proof and logging. So this blockchain and all the optimization is being taken care by the FAS, that is nothing but Federation Function as a Service, which makes sure that it reduces the cost as well as the operational and reduces the cost and energy, and it does not require server to execute it. And the back end, it is being maintained in the cloud. All the processing and everything, it is taking place in the cloud, and the output is being like energy efficient processing. That is nothing but IoT devices. Make sure that it performs a efficient amount of data transfer using the edge devices and all, and this achieves the sustainability in the system. So that is what is being explained here. How well your energy efficiency is being this. So energy efficient processing is like whatever the aggregated model obtained. So it makes sure that the real-time decision made from the IoT devices. So it incorporates edge devices to optimize workload distribution, and it reduces the energy consumption and consistent quality of the services. So this is my workflow of the FBLSH model. That is nothing but federated blockchain uh, model. So here what it happens is how the data has been processed. Whatever I have explained above is being like encrypted data. So how the local data being processed. So the updates obtained from the federated learning is being given. Here we use smart contract also with the blockchain to make sure all the transaction is being recorded, whatever it is made in the cloud, as well as the validated transaction is also sent back to the devices. So once it has been validated, the model is being aggregated, and finally it makes sure that the energy efficient data processing and how much it is being optimized processing is being performed within the edge devices and IoT devices. So performance analysis, it makes sure that compared with the traditional centralized system, energy consumption is by it reduces the energy consumption by 41% through optimized task distribution and edge level processing. So latency decreases by 28% because we are using cloud and certain technology for dynamic resource allocation as well as blockchain consensus algorithm. Next, fraud detection accuracy improves by 35% using blockchain verified updates and FL-based training, enhancing security and trust. So 25% increase in scalability, and it makes sure that it has a high data privacy through decentralized FL processing. So this and all is being obtained in the mobile healthcare cloud using the proposed framework. And this is my result, how it is being performed in terms of security and the privacy. I'm using my model is FBLSH, and Fed average is one more model, and FAS. So FBLHS has a good performance level when it compares to other two existing models. So in terms of efficiency and resource utilization, also it gives a higher level of accuracy compared to others. And sustainability and energy consumption, it makes sure that it provides a good level of battery extension as well as energy saving. And scalability and flexibility in terms of performance and resource allocation, how it is being scalable. FBLS provides a higher level of standard when compared to both other existing models. And data integrity and centralization also, it makes sure it provides a higher level of performance compared to other models. So conclusion, so I have addressed how to provide security and scalability and energy efficiency in mobile cloud, mobile healthcare data management. So combining FL, blockchain, and FAS to provide a decentralized model training and enhancing the privacy and reducing the data transmission rate. So as we all know, blockchain actually makes sure that data is being integrated, and FAS ensures that optimized resources being used, and both efficiently, both make sure that the energy is efficient and it is scalable. So simulation shows that energy cost and latency, offering a secure and efficient alternative to traditional systems. So it makes sure that it provides a resource scalable, secure, and resource efficient approaches for modern mobile healthcare systems. So these are my references used, and thank you.
Can we ask a question, Fatima?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay. When you say your energy consumption is going less, then have you factored in the energy consumption
Factored in
for
terms of
in the terms of encryption would take a lot of energy, then putting the data on blockchain would also take a lot of energy because it's a computational intensive
task management.
method.
Yes, yes, sir.
Have you figured in those costs for the energy?
I figured in terms of how to maintain the data in clouds, like using this technology and making sure how secure it is.
That part is correct. I understand. My
Yes,
question
sir.
is that have you figured in the cost of consumption for encryption of the data and decryption, and at the same time putting the data on chain, because both of them are computationally intensive operations?
Yes, sir. I actually used only how standard it has been data has been managed using this technology, but encryption, decryption, consumption, I did not measure, sir.
You have to ideally, when
Yeah.
you take that work later for further use,
Yes,
you would
sir.
have to consider those costs also,
Sure, sir.
because they are. And secondly, the kind of data that you are using is basically aggregatable. I mean, heart rate or glucose monitoring, they are low volume data. What about the data that actually goes into? There are a lot of healthcare
Yes, sir.
parameters which can be like X-rays or MRIs or anything. They are far more.
Yes, sir. For now, I'm using some textual data, sir. So on future, maybe I'll be incorporating image data sets.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation.
Yes, thank you.
Continuing with this session, next up we have Setu Lakshmi PS with the paper title Unmasking fake reviews in Zembl learning model with aspect-based sentiments and linguistic features. Ma'am, you may start with your presentation now.
Yes, of course. Good afternoon to all. I'm Seth Lakshmi from Center for Data Science and Information Processing, Department of Computer Science, University of Kerala, and I am here to introduce my work unmasking fake reviews ensemble learning model with the aspect-based sentiments and linguistic features. We know that we're living in a digital era and online shopping platform has very normal in our daily lives, and we shape our purchase decision based upon these reviews. And due to the high influence of the online reviews that are affect the product reputation, profit, and also the customers' trust and decisions. And due to this influence, the spammers can use these reviews to demote the competitor's product and promote their own product. And so there are many reasons for writing the fake reviews. And the fake reviews have a significant impact on both consumers and the businesses. And the fake review-based research works have mainly focused on the reviewers' behaviors and complete review text analysis. And the existing aspect-based work only uses the aspects and sentiments for the detections. And we know that the advanced spamming techniques that includes the multi-word expressions and complex phrases that may be case difficulty in the detection. So here we propose a work that includes a fake review detection that only uses the aspect-based sentiment analysis and uses the linguistic features. Here we mainly uses two type of features that are the aspect-based features and the linguistic features. And the methodology uses 3 machine learning models for predictions, CNN, SVM, and random forest, and combining their prediction using the majority voting. And here is the architecture of our proposed approach. First, we done the pre-processing, and after the pre-processing, we are extracted the features and made 4 type of features, and then it used for the detection. As I mentioned above, the pre-processing includes the stemming, lemmatization, and stop word removal. These are basic pre-processing steps in the NLP-based task. And then we extract the features. And here's the features are the main part of this work. And the features first, we extract 2 type of features. First one, the aspect-based features that are extracted using the POS tagging, that's the parts of speech tagging. And then we extract the linguistic features that includes the capital letter ratio, pronoun ratio, subjectivity, polarity, and the readability score. After extracting these 2 type of features, we create 4 comprehensive feature set. The first feature set that includes the linguistic features, and the second feature set that includes the feature set 1 and the aspect features, and the third feature set that includes the linguistic features and the sentiments features, and the feature set 4 that includes all 4 feature set. And after that, these 4 feature sets are individually fed into the models, SVM, random forest, and CNN, and we get the predictions, and then we ensemble this using the majority voting. And it's the feature extraction step that consists of the uses the linguistic features and the aspect-based features. The linguistic features we uses the capital letter ratio, pronoun ratio, subjectivity, polarity, and readability score, and the capital letter ratio that measures the proportion of the capital letters in the text. Because of the spammers can use excessive capitalization to emphasize certain points or convey strong emotions, and they try to stand out their review among others. And the pronoun ratio that calculates the frequency of pronouns, because of the fake reviews that uses that sounds less personal and more generic. And the subjectivity that assess how subjective or objective the review is. And the genuine reviews are most oftenly subjective because of they share their personal experiences. And the polarity that evaluates the overall sentiments that it may be positive, negative, or neutral. And sometimes the fake reviews they share the extremely severe sentiments like overly positive, overly negative to say opinions. and the readability score that utilizes the Lindsay-Wright formula to determine the readability level of the text. The genuine reviewers are uses the average user's writing style to write the reviews. And the second one is the aspect-based features. That includes the aspects are the specific features that are discussed in the reviews, and sentiments are the opinions that are associated with this aspect. And parts of speech tagging is used to extract the aspects and corresponding sentiments. If the tag of a word is a noun, it's considered as the aspect, and if it is an adjective or adverbial phrases, it considered sentiments. For example, when a review is the food is delicious, here the food is considered as the aspect and the delicious is considered as the sentiment. And we use this two type of data sets, the OTT and fake review data sets that are publicly available in the Kaggle. And here are the experiments and results. And first, the table 1 shows the experimental result with the individual model using the OTT dataset, and the column F1 to F4 that indicates the all 4 feature set. And the table 2 that shows the experimental result with the individual models that using the fake review dataset. And here is the graph that plot the accuracy of the experiment with different feature set, and the corresponding A, B, C, and C are respectively shows the machine learning, the performance of the machine learning models SVM, random forest, and CNN respectively. And after getting this individual prediction, we also experiment the ensemble model for if we get better accuracy or not. And the table 3 shows the ensemble result using the OTT and fake review dataset. And then this is the graph that shows the experimental result of the ensemble model with various feature set and in terms of the F1 recall and precision. Okay, after analyzing and observing this result, the feature 4 and the feature set 2 that gives the better result comparing to others, that are the aspect-based features and the linguistic features combined give a better result. And as a conclusion, we can say that the proposed approaches focusing only using the aspect-based features and the linguistic features for developing an advanced fake review detection system. And the future direction here we uses the traditional embeddings like vector for converting to the vector formats, and we can use the BERT transformations or contextual embeddings that maybe enhance the model's ability and understand the nouns, language, and context in fake reviews, because it processes the language in two directions, and also we only uses the text data, and we can incorporate the images and videos associated with the reviews for that provides some comprehensive analysis. And also there is a scope of creating the code mixer content for variance language. And here is the references I get. I going through for this work, and thank you.
I just have a single question, Setulakshmi. What is the purpose of using CNN in your, it's an NLP-based problem, correct?
Yeah.
What is the purpose of using CNN, SVM and the random forest? I did understand. What was the CNN basically used for?
CNN is mainly used because of that gives the that's really work with that really work with this sorry, can you hear the CNN
Yes.
that gives the detailed feature extraction, and it's really good at work in text, so that we use CNN.
Okay, all right. I mean, I would be more interested towards your later part, but in future directions, when you say that we are going to extract from images and videos, and that's where CNN would certainly be very helpful later. Thanks for your presentation. Good work.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your presentations. Moving on to the next one, we have Prakash Sontakke with us with the paper title Content-Based Sewage Monitoring System Using IoT. So you may go ahead with your presentation.
Yes, thank you very much, madam. Let me share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes, please.
Yes. Good afternoon, one and all. Myself, Prakash Sontakke, and I'm here to present my research topic, that is content-based innovative sewage monitoring system using IoT. These are the contents of my presentation: the introduction, literature survey, the research gap, research objectives, proposed research methodology, the flowchart, result discussion, and conclusion, the references. So what is exactly this sewage system is? So sewage system is nothing but it's kind of networking, undergrounding network of pipes, and that will going to uh, transfer the what you can say, the water, the wastewater under it. So when we are talking about the wastage of water, so that can be from the household applications, or we can say from the industries as well as the institutions, and it will going to carry these wastage of water all the time, and that the issues can be found in uh, the real life applications. So for example, we can say what kind of the issues we can face. So normally we can talk about there might be having some kind of blockages that can be generated from the debris or kind of greaves in the pipes, that may be corrosions that may generate the corrosions, and that will reduce the aging of the infrastructure because of the leakages and the damages in the pipes. And not only that, but also we need to just get the adequate maintenance of this particular plant, and because industrial wastes have been disposals going into the water, and so therefore there is a requirement of regular upkeep and system upgrades are required. So we have developed a system that will going to focus on uh, uh, how the real time sewage monitoring can be monitored, and how the decisions can be taken, how the alerts can be generated, and with the help of different sensors, that the decisions can be taken out here. So we have gone through different kinds of papers, and based on that we tried for generating an eco-friendly and more efficient and what you can say, the more power efficient system that will be able to give the accurate, reliable solution for that will going to contribute more in terms of public health protection. So the motivation behind this content is in Italy, specifically in Sicily, we are having 5 workers died because of the accidents at the sewage treatment on the 6th May 2024. And such kinds of accidents has been happening, and because of that, there is a serious use or need of this research contents. I have gone through various papers. The various authors, researchers have used different techniques, different sensors, different clouds, different IoT platforms, and they have gone through, used different platforms such as an Raspberry Pis, then Arduino platforms, certain machine learning algorithms, and with the help of that, they will be just monitoring the data. But we are focusing now on how energy efficient we can able to design our system. So these are the some of the papers I have gone through for my literature survey, and based on that, the gaps we have found, that the need of develop the real-time, reliable, and energy-efficient system for monitoring of sewage using IoT technology, because IoT plays a very vital role for real-time applications. And also, not only that, there is a need of development of automated alert generation system. When there is a blockage, when there is some problem arises, that information needs to be carried towards the individuals, nearby individuals, so that they must aware about the critical conditions happening. We can have the need of use of appropriate energy efficient protocols. So there are a number of different protocols researchers have been using, but which one is appropriate for this application? We focused on that a little bit. Then the need of develop the efficient and secure system so that we can deploy it for on a large scale development. So, this is the objectives to develop an IoT-based sewage monitoring system using a microcontroller and different sensor networks, and we implement this system with the help of certain cloud-based, that is a ThinkSpeak, the open source platform available, and we real-timely detect varieties of different technical parameters about the wastewaters, and then that will going to reduce the harm to the environment, and that will going to optimize the resource uses efficiently. And not only that, but also it will able to upgrade the city sewage management system. So this is a block content or the methodology, proposed methodology of our system, where we have interface multiple sensors such as water level sensor, turbidity sensors, where various of gas sensors, because if the wastewater is coming from the industry, we are having very toxic contents, and they may generate different types of gases. Those can be harmful to the individuals. So varieties of different gas sensors we have deployed, and limit switch we used for just checking whether the manholes are currently in open state or in a closed state. That is for to get the alert for the same. And the real-time data has been captured from these sensors and the processed, and that can be uploaded on a cloud. Based on that, we can get the alert generation on your mobile phones as well as different handheld devices. This is a flow chart where the sensors, as I mentioned, reads the real-time data, sends the real-time parameters to the controllers, and if certain threshold levels have been detected, if that condition is met, then immediately then alerts can be sent. If some poisonous gas can be generated because of the wastewater, that can immediately detected, and according to that, alerts can be generated and sent to the respective individuals. If not, then the system can continuously going into the loop. These are some of the graphs we plot against on the cloud platform. The first one, we try to find out the water quality. What are the particles, so chemical contents in the water that can be considered as a turbid water, and we are real-timely monitoring it. And if the content is very high, then immediately it can be notified. Not only that, but also in a flooding specifically, if the level of the water goes high, then in that case also we'll be able to monitor the levels of the water. So the low, moderate, and the high. We have defined these three ranges, that's the 20%, 50%, and the 90% for high, respectively. For the gases, based on the severity of the gases, so we have used here 4 different types of sensors: MQ7, MQ137, MQ6, and MQ4. So specifically based on the severity, carbon monoxide, that is that's gas can be detected by MQ7, and ammonia, propane, butane, LPG, methane. These are some of the poisonous gases generated, and those can be detected immediately, and that can be processed and immediately notified to the device. Not only that, but also manholes, if it is in on state or in either in off state, that limit switch will going to identify and notify it to the customers. We also used here for energy efficient, if I'm talking about the energy efficient system, we have used here 3 different wireless communication models: the Zigbee module, Wi-Fi module, and the LoRa module. And based on that, we have deployed here up to 25 nodes, and one by one we found what is the packet delivery ratio, that is the throughput we receive. And it has been observed that as the number of nodes goes on increases, if I'm using a Zigbee, as the packet delivery ratio goes on decreasing. And if I'm comparing all these 3 wireless enabling techniques, so LoRa is very well suited because a less packet drop will be there, and it can able to generate the data and send the data with the maximum throughput and little the waste contents. So we have used here the Nextcloud platform as an IFDDD. So this platform generates different templates. So for generation of the alerts, so we have generating the alerts in terms of SMS, in terms of emails, in terms of certain notifications. So separate template can be used. So we have used certain webhook online web services that use in IFDDD, and different templates have been generated. If thresholding value has been detected, so these templates are real-timely run and generates the alerts onto the customers. And not only that, but also with the help of MIT App Inventor, we have designed our separate individual mobile application so that real-timely we can able to see the water quality, the level of the water, and whether the manhole is open or not, whether the poisonous gases has been detected or not. The real-time application, real-time parameters can be read it out on these contents. And based on that, about the contents that we have proposed the IoT-based sewage monitoring system that not only improves the resource management, the public health, environmental protection, but also signifies the technological leap in the urban planning specifically. Its real-time monitoring reduces the environmental harms, ensuring water body safety and promoting healthier ecosystem. The system's scalability and the data-driven approach promise sustainable energy efficient sewage treatments, emphasizing a future of smart and resilient cities. These are some of the references I have gone through. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for the presentation, Prakash. This
Yes.
was a very good project that you have taken up.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at that when you are detecting poisonous gases. I mean, is it a integrated sensor or is it different sensors for all of them?
Actually, we have taken different types of sensors and integrated on a single platform.
Okay, you are collecting the results from all
Yeah.
of them.
Yes,
Okay.
the fusion of all contents. Yeah.
All right, all right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you for the presentation. So moving ahead in the session, we have Vignesh in the session who was not previously present here.
Hi, good afternoon. This is Vignesh. Am I audible to you?
Yes, you are audible.
Can you able to see my presentation?
Yes.
All the slides? All the slides?
Yes, all of them is visible.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Well, my name is Vignesh, and I'm a research scholar in Dadame Institute of Higher Education and Research Schools of Applied Science, Varda. My topic is innovative approach to boost the efficiency and sustainability in rural water and management. See, these are the content we are going to discuss in this presentation: that introduction, problem and irrigation typical scheme diagram and research methodology and gap analysis, and how we are enhancing the efficiency in the rural water system, and some reference and conclusion. Well, there is a big challenge in the rural water distribution. Actually, our government has, Government of India has introduced a lot of programs like Jal Jeevan Mission, and many programs in state level also we have organized to keep the water supply, continuous water supply or intermittent water supply, and clear water distribution to the rural. So there are a number of challenges, maybe in due to the infrastructure, or maybe a lack of real-time monitoring, or maybe a unequal distribution, or maybe a contamination in water, or there may be a number of reasons. So due to the conventional monitoring mechanism or conventional techniques, so there will be a gap for the centralized monitoring. So we decided to go with the IoT technology to monitor and make sure whether the end consumer is getting the proper quality water and quantity. 55 LPCD that was decided by the government of India. 55 LPCD whether they are getting, and equal distribution, that is mainly important for that. So there are a number of problems in rural water distribution and to maintain the efficient system. There may be an inefficient labor use, or maybe an unequal distribution and poor water quality, and maybe a contamination with a number of reasons. So there will be a systematic approaches. We have decided to identify the issues. Actually, most of the schemes were in already it is in the running stage, and some schemes are in the construction stage. So it is called as a brownfield and greenfield project. So if it is a greenfield project, there will not be any issue. So we can directly go for the implementing the new sensors. And brownfield project, there will be a major issue. What is the existing water network arrangement, and what type of a system they are adapting in the existing water distribution. So we need to first we need to define the scope of what we are going to measure, and what are the parameters we need to capture from the water system. Then exhaustive survey we need to conduct, and we need to identify the gap analysis where we are facing. See, first our objective aim is we need to give the quality water, and the adequate quantity of water we need to give the end customer. So flow, continuous flow, we need to monitor how much water we are distributing to the end customer, and what quality we are giving into the end customer. So these things we need to measure at the particular point. So this is a typical scheme diagram of the water scheme. So water is collecting from maybe a catchment area or maybe a river. So the water is pumping into the water treatment plant. After treatment, it will be given to the storage tank. From the storage tank, it will distribute to the villages or maybe a district metering area. So this is a typical schematic diagram. So what is our absolute aim is we need to monitor the flow. So individual ESR, I am elevator service reservoir, we are installing the flow sensor at the outlet of the ESR, and for measuring the quality of the water, we are installing residual chlorine analyzer at the village level. So the left side, the one table which I have shown here, it is recommended by the Government of India Jal Jeevan Mission program. So service reservoir, we need to install one flow meter and distribution area. If one service reservoir is giving water to the two different village, then two different village metering distribution area, we need to install a flow sensor to identify how much water the individual village is receiving from the tank. And chlorine measurement is very critical for this process, because if less chlorine is the chances for the microbiological growth, or maybe higher chlorine will harmful for the health. So we need to maintain the proper chlorine level in the water. It is minimum 0.2 ppm as per the guidance. So equal distribution, we can make sure based on the pressure what we are getting at the tail end. So using the pressure sensor, we can measure the pressure at the tail end. For the point, suppose if we are getting the 7 meter pressure at the tail end, we can able to make sure the entire village is getting the proper or equal water pressure. So if you are make sure the equal water pressure, so in all the consumers or all the household will get the adequate water in the adequate pressure. So after installing the flow meter, after installing the residual chlorine analyzer, after installing the pressure sensor at the furthest point or maybe a critical pressure area, we can interface all the sensor, we are interfacing sensor to the GPRS system. So GPRS system will directly communicate to the integrated central control center through some particular secured data format, maybe a MQTT or HTTPS or MQTT-Q. So which format is prescribed by the server, centralized platform. In particular data format, we can send the data, maybe a flow data, maybe a total quality, total flow, or maybe a current flow. The both data we can communicate it to the GPRS maybe in a RS 485 Modbus or maybe a 4 to 20 milliamp signal. So from the GPRS, it will communicate to the central control board. After getting all the data, we can list down the state wise, or we can drill down into the region wise, and we can drill down to the district wise, and we can drill down to the scheme level and village level, block level information. We can display in the centralized dashboard. The purpose of the centralized monitoring is very important, that how much water individual is getting, how much scheme performance, as well as the district performance, as well as the village performance, as well as the state level performance, we can able to monitor in the central location, and it will be very helpful for to identify the, or we can helpful for to improvise the water management. So that's all, sir. These are the reference I have gone through that. So if you have any query about the operations, or if you have any query about the technology, we will discuss.
Okay, Vignesh, there is a single question here that you used for data transmission GPRS. Was
Yes, sir.
any specific purpose for using GPRS there? I mean, it
So
has.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
because all the data, if you are monitoring locally, then there will not be any problem. So if you want to send the data through telemetry device, then we need to go with the GPRS device.
You could have used any other. I mean, there are so many protocols. GPRS, does it make any difference that if we were to have used any other?
Like, yes, sir, I do agree, sir. But most of the, I mean, ESRs or most of the sensor we are placing at the rural area.
Okay.
So using, so GPRS is more viable and more comfortable and very cheaper solution to transmit the data.
All right. Thank you so much, I guess. But your references need to be updated with what is happening now, because they are going back to a lot back.
Okay.
In your research, normally you would use references which are within the last 4 or 5 years, so that you understand what is the relevance
So actually,
of
the
the
first
content.
one, the one I have referred here, technical expert committee report, which is advised by the Jal Jeevan Jal Shakti. It was very recent paper, sir. Actually, it is recommended by the expert committee. Actually, so I have not mentioned the year.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for your time. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. So we only have Utkarsha left for the presentation. Do we have her here? Or any of the co-author of the paper title 663?
Yes, we completed all the presenters.
Yeah, she's not here. So we are done with all the presentations now. So coming to the closing remarks, I sincerely thank all our authors for their excellent presentation and contribution in this session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough for you all. We, on behalf of the whole team, thank you for your support during this 9th version of the conference and all the previous 8 versions of the conference as well. We'll be happy to have you in the 10th version in 2025. All the presenters would be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days. Further, all the papers have already forwarded to the Springer. The publication will be live within 6 months, so kindly cooperate with the team of ICTCS 2024. I'd also like to thank our session chair for chairing the session. And here is a small token of appreciation on behalf of the team of ICTCS 2024 and Global Knowledge Research Foundation. Thank you for your valuable presence, sir.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so now I just request everyone to please switch on your cameras for a quick snapshot of this virtual conference. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.